around the outside of Paddock. Newsom's had a massive moment already.
Yeah, but he got off the line, and Collard's looking up the inside. There's going to be some contact there. Newsom gets spun around. Can he hold it? Yes, he can. Bit of contact with Matt Neal. That could have hurt Matt Neal's car definitely as he snuck through into second. There's Alan Morgan coming into shot now. What happens on the approach to Paddock? Oh, there's some bunching there. The three of them get together. One of the motor-based Fords. And
he's on the inside there. He gets a bump from oh no, he goes round. It was Rathel I was looking at. That was Adam Morgan out of shot. I'm sure that Jeff Smith was in the melee there.
I think it was Jeff Smith, it was Adam himself, and one of the motor-based Fords, probably Aaron Smith, that was involved.
And there is Aaron Smith having another moment down at Graham Hill Bend, keeping the front planted.
I'll tell you, Plato's looking to get through as well.
And he might go past Newsom. If he goes, taking it over, Newsom gets touched. And Plato gets wide as well. Matt Neal, no, Collard goes through. Oh!
Newsom had the run going. Plato has a little bit of extra impetus, looks down the inside, but there just isn't room for three cars there. And I think it was just the fact he had a bit of extra impetus come down straight. This is on board with Newsom. He gets the contact in the right rear, and he's a complete passenger. I mean, Newsom did nothing wrong there at all.
Here we
another view. Look at the run that Plato's got a bit more speed, thinks he can get through. There just isn't room. He's on the grass on the right-hand side, so there clearly wasn't room.
He's up on the inside. Plato spitting his way through to third position. A nicely manoeuvre. Shedden and Onslow-Cole now come together.
But there's that's James.
Chris James in 16th position. He's had a massive moment down at Graham Hill Bend. He's ahead of his teammate. Dave Newsom gave him a tap. Oh dear,
yeah,
oh dear.
That wasn't actually Newsom's fault.
Fourth position, more dust being kicked up as they come. Oh, and Ollie Jackson completely loses it on the brakes up into Druid. Spins round like a record, baby. And so is Onslow-Cole. Oh my goodness me.
There's oil down, there's fluid down. They've all gone off. 6 cars.
6 cars. 6 cars have gone off into Druids. Ollie Jackson was the lemming that went over the end. 7 cars. Tony Hughes has made it into there, and that is a race stoppage. My goodness me, what in heaven's name happened there?
Let's have a look. Look behind. Yeah, there's already smoke there. There's already smoke. I think Rob Austin ran wide at Paddock, has dislodged an oil line or something, and then dumped all the oil on the run up to Druid. Here we go again, the correct bit of VT. Watch. Bit of a wiggle there. Car runs wide into the gravel. Pulls the front end under, all the oil line comes off there. He barely manages to stop the car himself from going off, and behind him, there's carnage.
Can Gordon Shedden get that third position and get a chance? Oh, the game won't happen. Collard just about keeps it on the Blackstone.
That was absolutely fantastic. He absolutely, Jordan sideways. Little bit of contact, I think, with Newsom. There's one of the Blackstone cars off.
Lee Wood's gone off as well, and that is that Jackson who's gone. Look at the BMW behind Matt Neal, and Plato's being hung out to dry, but he's given them just a little bit of space, but not much. And Jason Plato, the championship leader, is out.
Matt Neal's up the inside. Collard tries to follow through. Now watch Plato. He lets the car run out wide. He tries to push Collard off, and ends up turning himself around the front. I think they could have given each other more room there.
On board with Andrew Jordan, it's all going to unfold in front of us. They tagged once, they tagged twice.
Yeah, once the cars are connected. Look, Collard's coming through. He's got on the inside. Plato doesn't want him there. Touch there. Then Plato tries to push him out again and ends up turning himself across the front. Oh. So close as Collard came back across the road getting...
Of 17 here at Donington Park. Honda from Ford, from Honda, and we got a spinner. Dan Welch has spun out of the last corner. One of the Vauxhalls managed to tuck past, so does Andy Neat. They were over the moon to see that Jason Plato was on pole position 24 hours ago, and it's bumping one way then the other. Neat has to look one way, then he has to look the other, and that's a big contact. Oh, and Liam Griffin touches James. He goes all the way over the gravel, and that was a quick off.
Neat comes through, there's a bit of contact just there, which pushes James out, and then as he comes back onto the circuit, in fact, I mean, there was no way that was James's fault. Griffin was moving across the road, actually, at him. I mean...
That's going to be Jackson. Jackson around the outside, and Cole Tires have caught him out immediately. And so has one of the Hondas. He goes on. And so has Nick Foster. He's in the gravel immediately as we come down Craner Curves. Who's leading? It's Newsham.
From Collard, another great start from Collard. Well, those Matt Jackson and a couple of... more carnage on Cole Tires.
It's Griffin and James.
And Chris James, but they're keeping going.
They had an off together in the last race, who are 5th and 6th. That is Neil and Shedden are right up in the mix as Collard goes grass tracking. Oh, and he's going to have to struggle to get it back. And he holds his teammate up, Onslow-Cole, who's gone off and he's lost all the momentum. And there's going to be even more carnage at the McLean's corner. That is Matt Neal, the reigning champion, who gets spun out. And he's in the gravel, and he's not going to score.
Replay now. This is the Onslow car goes off. There's bunching behind. Oh! Jordan gets into the side of Neil as they bunch up behind Gillum, and that just sends them both spinning. Jordan manages to keep it going. Matt Neal doesn't.
Having problems keeping his machine pointing in the right direction. Jason Plato lost control of his MG at the high-speed church corner and ended up in the woods outside the track perimeter. Unlike his arch-rival, though, Plato's unscheduled exit didn't result in a disastrous grid slot. His best time up to then was still good enough for second.
And he's going to drive around the outside of Jason Plato, and somebody's had a moment. It's Andrew Jordan, the pole position man, has gone off, together with Jason Plato, and Matt Jackson leads.
Well, as the three of them went into that corner side by side. Now watch as we come up to the first corner. Remember, he's got Jackson on his left. They come through, it looks like he had contact with Jackson. Here we go. Oh, there was contact. There was a tiniest touch, just the tiniest little touch with Andrew Jordan. But the front-wheel drive Honda of Andrew Jordan, it just couldn't hold that slide.
Oh, there's a massive crash.
Liam Griffin.
That's Liam Griffin, and also has Dave Newsham got a problem? Did I see damage with Newsham? This is Griffin. Oh!
Well, I was just saying about staying away from the edge of the track, and as I said it, Liam Griffin has gone in. Look, that's a hard impact. That is totally driver error, I'm afraid. He's done enough laps to see there's a lot of standing water.
At the chicane, this is what happened. Andrew Jordan following him, Chris James just running on.
Yeah, locked up there. Oh, head on into the wall as well. But he'd left his braking very, very late there and had been defending.
These guys battling for 3rd position. They have a lead over this battle for 3rd of about 3.5 seconds. Oh, and Tony makes his own mistake. No, Tony Gillum runs off and goes headlong into the barrier.
Watch the front wheels on the Honda, the green Honda. There's no contact, but he's locked up. As soon as he locks up, the car accelerates forwards and can't steer the car and just goes straight on.
I caught up with Rathall after race 2 here today. Oh, this is Lee Wood, and there is Rob Collard. Oh, that's a big off at the final chicane, and Collard might be able to keep it going. Lee Wood bangs it down another couple of gears, and they both limp across the line. This is the battle for 7th position. You be the judge.
Well, so they've had contact in the braking area, which has actually fired them both off. You know, I think they were just running very close together. Fortunately, they didn't go off and hit anything. I think there's a broken toe link on the back of Collard's car, and
I think he's got a puncture. I think it punctured the rear left tip.
Very, very odd place for it to go there, Toby, isn't it?
It didn't look as if he was turning in too early. It looked like a late turn in, who knows, but they're on the limit, you know. That is Aaron Smith with the red Ford Focus. How is he keeping that lot behind them? Oh. And he's gone down, he's gone wide. Running 45 kilos of ballast. Dan Welch running 0 kilos of ballast. But they're both, Will Bratt goes off. Something must have broken the way that it just speared off the racetrack there. Now, this is Andy Neath. A big puff of smoke from the exhaust, and
could that be oil on the tyres, perhaps? It looked like something.
Look at Adam Morgan, the second car.
That looks to me like something broke. The way it turned to the left so suddenly before it even really got on the brakes, like something in the rear suspension maybe had let go there.
It's all going off, and it will continue to.
Indeed. Now, look, bit of a bang. You can see that one coming. He edges in wide, gets to the inside. He's going to get drive. Watch Collard moving across. The pair of them go off.
They nearly go off and they've lost first and second place. They're on the brakes for Cascades. Third is Griffin. Fourth is Matt Neal, I reckon that is. Ahead of Lee Wood already. Oh, and there's drama and there's action and round they go. And that's Andy Neat who's gone round.
Watching the background for the incident here. It's about to unfold as Morgan tangles with Brat. And then watch poor old Andy Neat. There goes
Screen
the Morgan
comes
screen.
out. That one pass its MOT, will it, Simon?
It won't indeed. It's more than a stone chip, that one, isn't it, really? And this is Jeff Smith thinking, blimey, I don't need any more action today. As he hit the screen, no, oh dear. That synchronised spinning left, right, and centre.
As we are riding on board with Matt Jackson behind Dave Newsham, who has yet to do his drive-through penalty. Oh, that's going to go Pete Tong, isn't it? That can only go wrong. Matt Jackson had to get out of the throttle. Newsham's gone backwards behind our camera car, and Griffin's gone off now.
A lot of damage on the front. I think he's hit the wall on the way in there. I think you're right, Toby, your point. Now this could be a safety car. If it is, it's such a shame for Tom Onslow-Cole.
That's a massive hit, and there's another one, and there's another big hit. He's going to go into the gravel at Lodge Corner.
And now Matt Jackson, he's already had some trouble today.
And that car is a mess. They've had a lot of work to do down there at Motorbase. Now then, here he goes. Oh, he lost it on the way in. It was his own fault. Bang! Hard into the barrier, once and twice, and round he goes. Well, that was his own accident.
That's a very odd one because it's far enough into the...
With the gas on. So Jason Plato in third position. These guys, are they still racing? Yes, they are. And they're naughty because the yellow flags are out all around the circuit.
He has indeed. He judged it very, very well. Used a good traction, as you see there.
Oh!
Jordan, side-by-side contact. No, he's into the wall.
Collard involved. He just nudged Andrew Jordan. And Andrew, who has been on the podium twice already today.
This person came running past, and it was Ollie Jackson. Right, now let's see what happens here.
Oh! Now Collard tagged with Andrew Jordan. Get the top 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at these two guys side by side. Collard in the white BMW.
Now, in Rob Collard's defence, he was a long way down the inside of Andrew Jordan there. Andrew knew he was coming through, and perhaps in hindsight, he could have given Rob a little bit more room. Now look, you can see Andrew tapping his head going, what the hell are you doing? You're a bit nuts. But I think when you see the replay, Collard had actually got a long way down the inside. So now here is James Bratt and recovering Adam Morgan. Well, they've already tangled once, now they've tangled properly, haven't they?
Well, that's going to be big damage. And Andrew Jordan takes the lead in the number 77. No, he doesn't. It's gone. No, and there's an off. And that's Dave Newsham who's had an off. And one of the BMWs, it's Nick Foster who's gone off as well into the field. Drama immediately. I think Newsham and Welsh got together first, and then the Newsham Vectra then went into poor old Nick Foster, who didn't have a chance. So
yeah, you're right.
It was a trio that started early on. Frank Raffle trying to bump and bore with Tom Onslow-Cole. Tony Gillan goes for a spin. He's in the gravel immediately, and one of the Ford Focuses has had a moment as well.
That car's as Liam Griffin's off, and I think, oh my goodness me, that's a spectacular end to his day. The marshals are quickly on the case. There's no doubt that they're going to get that sort. He's out the car, which is the most important thing.
It's a Tower Bend, I think it is. It's a Tower Bend, and he's gone in there very, very hard indeed. Oh, there's two cars in there. Lee Wood's in there as well, and that's a massive off. Lee Wood is just to the right-hand side with his Vauxhall Vectra, so there were two cars going into the barrier where that Hawthorne hedge is. The A4, podium man from a couple of hours ago. On the brakes goes Matt Neal, and he hits Neat. And Neat has to get it all crossed up. Now he's dirt tracking, he's doing a bit of rallycross.
At every meeting, it's Chris James having some contact clearly at the back somewhere. Let's see what it was. Looks like Ollie Jackson, super locked up. Boom, into the back. That's quite a big hit, isn't it?
Poor Chris James had nowhere to go. Oh, and it was actually the second.
And there's damage on the front. We had an off in qualifying, didn't he? What's going on here with his namesake?
It's exactly the same corner where he went off on yesterday morning, Saturday morning, and that's a big hit, and he's ruined the suspension on both sides. You can see the front left flapping away towards that tree, the Snetterton tree. Oh, and Adam Morgan puts a wheel on the grass, and he's never going to save that.
Well, that's a real shame. Adam qualified brilliantly.
Obviously going to be coming out.
Here we go. Yes, approach to riches. The two get into contact just in the braking area, and they go straight in there. And that's a big impact. Fortunately, going backwards for Rob Holland, so he goes up onto the tyres. Couldn't see how much damage there was on the right-hand side of the car, but here we get another view. Oh, that was lucky that Morgan's car moved out of the way before Holland went in. Otherwise, it would have been even worse.
Now we're on boards with Jackson. Looking up towards, oh goodness me, what a carnage was going on there with Welch and Morgan being punched.
Very section of the racetrack. Touch there at Coram, that's a really difficult, and he's trying to go through the inside as well. And right behind Plato's pushed him off.
It's one touch for another touch, and Matt Neal keeps his foot in over the grass. Jason Plato's on the grass. Andrew Jordan leads the race.
Far superior on the corner entry, and he's gone in. I don't think he deliberately hit the back, it's just that Plato's car was slower. Even Plato, a huge save. Matt actually does go through, which perhaps he shouldn't have done, and Plato just says, right, have that, and pushes him off.
And then in we go, and we were riding on board, and then touch. It's only a little nudge, that's all you need. What a save! Colin McRae would have been proud. Matt Neal was then in the lead, and Jason then touches the rear of the Honda. The pair of them went off onto the grass.
This is on board with Matt Neal. Remember, he had Rathel on his inside. There was contact, and away he goes. He was trying to keep in front of Rathel, but Rathel was inside him.
Let's have another look. We just missed the beginning of that. I called it live, I thought, on the perspective of the camera. This is Andy Neat going off on the last lap, out of the exit of Coram, going into Murray's, and all the muck and bullets. And Plato's off! Jason Plato is off out of second position. The man third in the championship has gone off here. We've had all sorts of action whilst we were looking, and even more is going off. That's Jeff Smith spinning out of the final corner. What happened to Frank Rathel?
Well, he's come down the hill. He may have had a bit of contact from behind. That's on the run down to Scotsman.
There's no engine noise at all, even when he got onto the grass, Tim. That was what's odd. Dave Newsham, he went off out of the hairpin. Smith had his own moment as well, but in the meantime, Plato had his off as well. So we've lost 4 cars. There's Jason Plato.
Well, exit from the chicane. You can see Plato's defending to the inside, going towards Clark. Aaron Smith on the outside. Onslow-Cole goes on the inside. Plato and Aaron Smith get a little bit of contact, and Plato's beached in the gravel.
Aaron Smith, Matt Jackson, the two Fords tucking into position as they plunge down here for the first time. And there's a Vauxhall off. And there is Lee Wood off as well. It's Chris James who's gone off. Lee Wood has gone off as well. There was another car caught up in that. I didn't see who it was. Oh, and it's Dan Welch who's had it coming together again. The battle for third now taken by Matt Neal ahead of Andrew Jordan. Battle for fifth from Paul O'Neill, but Aaron Smith is pushing, and that gives an opportunity for Foster, who hits the back of Aaron Smith, who keeps it all sideways, and that's put Gordon Shedden on the grass.
Well, here's a replay. We're down at Scotsman. We're on board with Shedden, and as you can see, Aaron Smith, well, down the inside goes Foster, puts Smith sideways. Shedden has no choice but to take the direct route across the grass. Oh my goodness, this car's coming at you from all angles. It's like a dogfight.
Collard moves over. Andrew Jordan makes it stick. Collard goes a little bit wide. And there is one of the Vectras going on. And there's Jeff Smith avoiding the already spun Andy Neat at turn 2 in third position with Smith, with Jackson. Then we've got Matt Neal in fourth. Oh, and the leader's gone off. Adam Morgan immediately has gone off. He's keeping his foot planted. He's desperate to get back onto the tarmac. And that has now meant that Aaron Smith leads the race. The Dubliner is in charge with the Ford Focus, the S2000 car. And that's Matt Jackson who's gone off, who was in second position. He goes off towards Graceland. So leading is Smith, second is Matt Neal, and third is the BMW of Rob Collard as Tom Onslow-Cole goes round. How in heaven's name did everybody miss him? We'll never know.
Well, I tell you what, it may be a little bit drier than it was before, but it's...
Oh, this is going to be frightening. There he comes. Spins it.
Just lost it, goes off. Shedden going to come across? He's up to 14th from 19th.
He's made 5 places already. There he is, hard on the brakes. Oh, there's Chris James battling with the Honda Civic, and he spins on the inside of Cox Corner, and he's broken the front left wheels. There's a whole suspension.
Obviously, there's a car running wide coming through Cobbs. He's running up towards Beckett's now, round the left-hand king. Oh, and he gets turned around. Must have had a car on his left-hand side. It looked like Andy Neat was spinning as well. I don't know what happened, but Andy Neat was definitely spinning at the same time. And unfortunately, he's ended up in the gravel on the left-hand side there. Oh, a little Adam Morgan looking down the inside.
Oh! The 2 Toyotas touch into Brooklands in front of the BRDC, and Frank Rathel, is he going to be able to get that thing started? He's going to be non-scoring here. He might not know it's on fire because it's on the other side.
He needs to stop that car immediately. If he doesn't get that fire put out, the car won't make the last race.
And now the smoke has come into the cabin, and Matt Neal's Silverstone weekend has got from bad to worse, and that is a massive moment in this year's championship. We're on the brakes, going into the complex. Matt goes around the outside, and there's got to be a touch. A touch, and round he goes, and into the barrier as they go on the approach to Luffield. As he goes through past his fellow youngster, will it manage to stick? Oh, and there's a spinner. That's Dave Newsham, and he's taken Frank Rathel off, and he's going to hit the Honda of Matt Neal if he's not careful. No, he hits the barrier. Will he be able to outbrake Matt Neal into Druids? He's going to have a go around the outside line, and that's Rob Collard who's been spun around, and he collects Will Bratt and Adam Morgan, but they push him out of the way. Touch the back of that Honda, particularly if it's Gordon Shedden, and it is, as Gordon gets a little bit of opposite lock, and Dan Welch and Nick Foster and Andy Neat have gone off. Dan Welch is going to be in the gravel. He's going to have no chance of getting out of that one. Meanwhile, Aaron Smith leads.
He's gone off, and Newsham's gone off. Newsham's going to hit the wall. Oh!
And they're going to roll it. No, not like Nick Foster at the beginning of the year. And here's a replay. Look at it. Oh, that's a massive hit, Tim. That's an enormous hit by Adam Morgan. Let's hope he's okay.
Oh, and the others were trying to avoid the incident. I mean, you can see how slippery it is. Oh, that was the start of it. That was neat. As he come back onto the track, he spears across into Adam Morgan, fires him across the road. The others were trying to get out of the wreckage. Williamson on the left realises he's heading towards him, spins the car into Onslow-Cole, who's recovering from earlier spin, and we've got carnage.
Oh, no, you didn't touch with your teammate. Tom gets sideways, formation flying between the BMWs, and... Oh, he just got into the gravel.
Some 0.8 of a second quicker. This is Rob Austin. Oh, big moment, big moment.
And it's a good one, Tim. That's quick. Oh, it takes forever to hit the barrier, and that's a big off. That's a big off for Rob Austin and his lot. His guys, they've got a lot.